Praise Jesus, friends of our adorable Jesus and friends of Sister Anne Ali of the Most Holy Eucharist. As usual, today we shall go through the Divine Appeal 193, and I'm going to read it as our Lord dictated to Sister Anne. My plan to work through a soul depend on the freedom that I get from that particular soul. My daughter, listen to my words of mercy to you. I beg you to pray a great deal in these dark and terrible hours. In silence, make hours of reparation for the terrible blasphemies and abuses that I'm receiving day and night in the prison of my love. I call you to be strong in faith. Do not be afraid. In order for you to be able to confront whatever comes up when you are tempted, raise your heart to me. I pour my tears of blood over souls that are stepping on me. Keep yourself in my grace. My plan to work through a soul depends on the freedom that I get from that particular soul. I want to hide in your heart always, if you allow me. This message our Lord dictated to Sister on 17th September 1988. And from this message, I just want to emphasize on some issues where our Lord is telling Sister, He's calling her to be strong in faith and not to be afraid. The Lord here knew Sister was a human being and she was to go through some trials, and that's why He was telling her, in order for you to be able to confront whatever comes up when you are tempted, raise your heart to me. And that's the same thing the Lord is calling us. When we go through all the trial or temptation that we shall go through, let us not forget to raise our eyes upon Jesus, who will give us the strength to continue with this journey of faith, just as He did to Sister Anne. And here, remember, our Lord is saying, I pour my tears of blood over souls who are stepping on me. What does this mean? Who are these stepping Jesus? And I think from my own understanding, I know in our Catholic Church, there's this, we call it, is it pentat? The one which is normally placed when we are receiving. And I normally see the priest after people have received, he normally go and wipe, meaning that there are some particles that have already been removed. Meaning that there are particles that normally fall. What about where there is no precaution being taken? There is no effort made in case there is a particle that drops down. What does that mean? It means because Jesus says, when He appeared, He allowed Himself to be photographed. He said, He is present. I am very present in every consecrated host. And here He said also that in each particle, He's present in each particle. In each particle of the blessed host, I'm very present, just as I am at the right hand of the Father. So meaning that those particles that falls, it is Jesus who falls down, if there's no effort taken to take care of Him. And when those particles falls, here, remember, our Jesus is saying, I pour my tears of blood over souls who are stepping on me. So our Lord is being stepped every day when there's no effort taken to take care of the particles that falls down. And lastly, I want to finish, as I say, where our Lord is telling Sister to keep herself in His grace, where He said, my plan to work through a soul depends on the freedom that I get from that particular soul. May God help us so that we give Jesus freedom in our heart. If we don't give him all the freedom to take control of us, we might say maybe there are some issues that when it comes to those issues, maybe when it comes to financial issue, I don't involve Jesus. When it comes to this issue, I'm not going to involve Jesus. But I'll only involve Jesus when it comes to issue, going to church, anything. But no, here Jesus is telling us his plan, he worked through a soul, depend on the freedom that I get from that particular soul. If we give him all the freedom, he's going to take full control. Just as Sister Anne had given our Lord Jesus all the freedom to take charge of her. And that's why we find when Jesus appeared in tears of blood, we find Sister also became a living tabernacle. This one we find here, Sister is shedding tears of blood. But it is not Sister shedding tears of blood. Jesus had taken full control of her. And it is not Sister shedding tears of blood. This is Jesus. This was Jesus' blood. It was not Sister Anne's blood. When it was tested, it was found that this was different blood group from her own blood group. Meaning that Jesus had taken full control of her. And we find even in her life, even before the Lord had taken full control of her, he had started, because of her devotion, little devotion that he used to do, Jesus had started even using her in a very special way. Because when he was even young, before even she became religious, we find that she had some wounds where Jesus was nailed. Those wounds appeared in her life. I think the way she continued to identify with Jesus and to allow herself, Jesus continued to use her. Her fingers, her toes were always with wounds. Jesus identified himself within her. And there was a time even she had a very big wound where Jesus was pierced. Sister, Jesus had taken full control. It may not be the case like that one where it had gone to that extent for Sister. But may God help us also. We allow Jesus to take full control of us so that he can be seen in my home where I go, where I work. Let Jesus be seen. Let me allow him to be seen in my life as I teach my students. In everywhere where I go, let our adorable Jesus be seen. May God help us to give him freedom so that he can be able to use us fully, but not in bits. God bless you as we continue to make our adorable Jesus known and loved in the most holy Eucharist. Thank you and God bless you.